Hello everyone and welcome back. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how we are going to install WordPress on a virtual machine running under Apple Silicon chipset. If you are not familiarized on how to install Ubuntu on your Mac with M1 chipset or higher, all you have to do is refer back to one of my previous videos, which I'm going to keep the link on description, and install Ubuntu on your. So maybe you want to ask yourself, why do we need to install WordPress on our virtual machine? There are some benefits for installing WordPress on your virtual machine. Is that maybe you want to test something, or you want to make sure that you have a secure environment, or maybe you want to design a template for your WordPress website. So let's get started. For this tutorial, I have prepared a document which will show you step-by-step code on how to install WordPress, and you can download this document. I will keep the link on the description. So first, we're gonna go ahead and open our terminal. So first, we're gonna go ahead and enter as a super user by typing sudo so, and then we have to enter our password, and then I'm gonna clear everything. Okay, now we are ready to start. First thing, we're gonna go ahead and update our operating system. We can type sudo apt update, or we will just ignore typing sudo because we are already logged in as a super user. Gonna press enter, and then we're gonna wait for Ubuntu to finish updating our operating system. Next, we're gonna go ahead and install all dependencies for our WordPress. I'm gonna go ahead and copy the following code, and then simply we're gonna paste it here, and then we're gonna press enter. Next, we're gonna go ahead and install the WordPress. This way we can install the latest WordPress from the WordPress website or the portal. So first we're gonna make a directory. Then we're gonna go ahead and give permission to our directory. And here we're gonna go ahead and download the latest WordPress on our local machine. It may take some time depending on your speed to download the WordPress on our local machine. Great. Once the download is finished, we're gonna go ahead and configure the Apache for our WordPress. Next, we're gonna go ahead and configure our WordPress config file. You can simply copy and paste all the information which I have provided, or you can just type nano. You can type nano, follow up with the location of the file, and here you can, as you can see, you can make changes. So what I will do is basically check and make sure if there is any differences, and as you can see, We don't need to change anything here. So what I will do, I will just exit this file by holding Control and X key. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go and enable our site. To enable our site, we're gonna go ahead and copy the following command. Next, we're gonna go ahead and enable the URL. Okay, and next we're gonna go and disable the default. And finally, we're gonna reload the Apache. Here we go. The Apache is now reloaded. And if you want to find out your server IP address, you can use this command. This way you can find out what is your IP address of your local machine. And this is your IP4 IP address. Next, we're gonna go ahead and create the database. And all you have to do is copy the following command line and paste it. And then as you can see, since I have created this database previously, we can confirm that the database is existing. Next, we're gonna go ahead and create a user with the password for the database. And then we press enter. There was a typo error, and let's try again and find out what went wrong. Let me just find out what is the issue here. I'm gonna enter MySQL and use the following command line to check whether the following user was already created or not. And yes, as you can see, we have WordPress user, and also we can confirm the database if the database was created. And here we go, we have the database created successfully. This is sometimes an error. I don't know, for some reason we got this error message, so I'm gonna skip now. I'm gonna exit now, and then we're gonna clear everything from here, so we're gonna have a better vision. Okay, now next we're gonna give privileges and grant all privileges to our database and the user. If this is not going to work, you have to use the second command line, which is related to MySQL version 8. Okay, great. And we're gonna flush privileges. Now let's move on and generate secret keys using following command line and press enter. The secret key was generated successfully. Now all we have to do is put all these secret keys in our configuration file. To do so, we're gonna copy the following command line. Now we're gonna go ahead and copy all this information. We're gonna paste it in the WordPress configuration PHP file. So what I will do is first go to the following file by typing nano and then paste this address. Before you hit enter, make sure to copy the secret keys again and then press enter. Here we have to make few changes, such as adding our database name. So our database is WordPress DB, and then we have to add the username, which is WordPress user. If you are wondering where we are getting all this information, is when we have created our database. If you want to double check, if you go back to the file which I have provided, here we go, you can find the database we created, the user we have created, and the password. Okay, so I'm gonna type the password, and the password is WordPress password. Okay, WordPress password. Okay, great. Now we're gonna go ahead and gonna leave everything as it is, as default. And here we're gonna paste the secret key we have just generated. And then I'm gonna use Control key O to save the file and overwrite it. Press enter and then Control X to exit, just to make sure that you have entered all the information correctly. All you can do is to confirm by typing cat, following with the address, and then if you go ahead and check, you have successfully entered the information on the configuration file. Okay, great. Now that we have finished this step, we're gonna move on to the next step. And here we're gonna find the host name or the IP address of our host name. And this is our IP address, which we are going to use it later. Next, we're gonna go ahead and edit our hostess file by typing nano etc hostess, and then here we're gonna make few changes. Here we have to add our IP address. We know that our IP address was 192.168.64.25. Gonna do the same for all. And here we are going to add our domain name. If you have any existing domain name, so I have an existing domain name and I'm gonna use that. This is the domain name. I'm gonna copy it and then paste it here. And we're gonna do the same thing on this line. And then here as well, if you want to link it with your domain name, gonna change it. and then we're gonna leave everything as default. Control O, enter, and then Control X to exit. If you want to double check everything, you can use cat command line and check everything. So here we're gonna go back and configure our DNS, and all we have to do is select the type as a record, host @, and the value, which is our host name or the local IP address. Okay, and then once we have set our DNS, we're gonna go ahead and continue. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and allow few ports. And we're gonna also allow SSH. We check the status, which is inactive. We're gonna allow it. Next, we're gonna reload our Apache. Okay, let's go ahead and install the admin PHP as well if you need it later. Okay. Here we will select Apache 2 by clicking on space button on your keyboard. Click OK. Next, here we will select yes, and then we will select a password and type again. And then we're gonna create a superpower user for PHP MyAdmin. And grant all privileges. Congratulations, now you have successfully installed WordPress on your virtual machine or your local machine. Now all you have to do is enter your local IP address on the browser and then check whether you can access the WordPress website. And press enter. And as you can see, we have successfully installed WordPress on our local machine. To double check if you can use this website from outside or using your domain name, all we can do is go ahead and copy the domain name and paste it on the web browser and click enter. And as you can see, it's working perfectly without any issues or problems. If you want to continue set up your WordPress website, you can select the desired language, click continue, and provide some information about your website. For example, tech website, and then you can create a user. And then you have to create a password. I will just use the same password which was generated for me by WordPress. And then if you have an email address, just enter your email address and then press install WordPress. Okay, as you can see, the WordPress installation was successful. Now you can log in to your WordPress dashboard. All you have to do is to use the same password you have generated and the username, which it was WordPress user. Login. For some reason, I cannot log in to my dashboard. However, I'm going to reset this password if I want to. I'm just gonna go and show you the home page. And as you can see, we have created a WordPress website using our local machine or on our virtual machine. Thank you everyone for watching. If you have learned something, please make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, please make sure to leave me on the comments section and I will do my best to answer your questions. Thank you so much and see you on the next video. Goodbye.